living room into a theater of despair. Economies are crashed and rebuilt, keeping populations anxious, dependent, distracted. This is not simply corruption or incompetence. It is engineering. The serpent has learned to harvest without temples. The world itself has become the temple. But fear is not the only frequency. The Draconians have perfected subtler methods. They have learned to manipulate dreams. They have learned to insert images, thoughts, and emotions directly into human consciousness. Nightmares of pursuit, abduction, helplessness. These are not always the random firings of a sleeping brain. They can be broadcasts, feeding loops designed to keep the collective frequency low. This manipulation extends to religion and culture. False gods are raised, promising salvation but delivering submission. Prophets are co-opted, their messages twisted into dogma that reinforces hierarchy. Even symbols of freedom are inverted into symbols of control. The serpent is crowned, worshipped, disguised as savior. Humanity kneels, unaware of the mask. For thousands of years, this system has operated flawlessly. A species traumatized in childhood, divided in adulthood, fearful in old age, will never awaken to its power. It will produce the frequencies the empire needs, generation after generation, without ever realizing it is being farmed. But cracks are appearing. Trauma no longer silences as it once did. People are speaking of their nightmares, their visions, their encounters. The internet, for all its surveillance, has become a conduit of awakening. Ancient texts are being retranslated without the filters of empire. Symbols are decoded, patterns emerge, and when the pattern is seen, the spell weakens. Fear only nourishes the empire when it is unconscious. Conscious fear transforms into courage, into resolve. Conscious pain transforms into healing. Conscious trauma becomes wisdom. These are the frequencies the Draconians cannot digest. Love, unity, awareness. To them, these are not food but poison. This is why every culture's myths of liberation involve love, courage, and remembrance. Heroes do not defeat dragons with greater violence. They defeat them by awakening to their true power. Saints do not crush serpents with swords but with compassion. Shamanic traditions do not flee from the underworld but journey through it, return with knowledge, and teach their people to do the same. These are not quaint stories. They are manuals of escape. The machinery of fear is vast. It is encoded in our institutions, our media, our rituals, even our genetics. But it is not invincible. It depends on our participation. It depends on our consent. It depends on our forgetting. The serpent knows the farm is awakening. It knows the food supply is threatened. It knows the cage door is swinging open. And so it doubles down. It offers new gods of technology, new promises of safety, new distractions of virtual worlds. You are small. You are helpless. You cannot change this. But inspiration, for it knows a secret it will never speak. You are not helpless. You are not small. You are the key. The machinery of fear is an illusion sustained by your belief. Withdraw that belief, and it collapses. Withdraw your consent, and the empire ends. This is the knowledge the Andromedans tried to impart. This is the message encoded in every myth of dragon. Every prophecy of a golden age. Every story of a hero who awakens and frees his people. Fear is the prison. Awareness is the key. And once you hold the key, the lock turns easily. The empire of the serpent thrives on your forgetfulness, but your remembrance is rising. And remembrance, once begun, cannot be stopped.
Talk a little bit about the ringleaders then of this whole orchestration that's going here on Earth. According to your Andromedan sources, there are 22 races originally colonized the Earth, the first race being the reptilians from Alpha Draconis. What was the nature of their colony here?
Well, they're Hyperborean. Basically, they're explorers. And they're also genetic engineers. They would just colonize, they would take samples, they would hang a flag and say, this belongs to us, just like we did with the moon. But except we weren't the first ones there. Exactly what we've done. They were explorers. And they would just go to a place, they would see what was there, they would explore it, if there were minerals that they needed, if there were other life forms, organisms, whatever it was that they needed, they took, and then when it was done, they had done, and just kept exploring and expanding their realm of exploration or territory.
There are moments in the life of a species when time seems to thicken, when every small act acquires a gravity it did not carry before. We call them turning points and pretend they are rare, but in truth they are always present. Like doors in a hallway we pass every day. Most remain closed because we are moving too quickly to notice. Occasionally one stands ajar, and a draft of another future touches our skin. We shiver, hesitate, and either quicken our pace or slow down enough to reach for the handle. Humanity stands at such a door now. It has many names: awakening, bifurcation, the great choice. But its essence is simple. Shall we live as if we are property in a well-appointed pen, or as if we are sovereign beings in a living cosmos? This is not philosophy. It is architecture. One choice builds a world of invisible fences. The other builds a world of invisible bridges. The serpent's empire wagers that we will pick the pen. Fantasy. It is the reordering of means and ends. On this road, tools serve life rather than replace it. Knowledge returns to its home, not as a weapon that coerces, but as a light that invites. The draconian agenda frames the decision as impossible. Choose safety or freedom, order or love. But this is a counterfeit dilemma. Safety without freedom is a form of death. Order without love is a machine consuming its makers. Real safety grows from relationship, between people and land, between species seen and unseen. Real order is the harmonics of living systems, not the metronome of a prison. To step through the door of sovereignty, we must first understand what sovereignty is not. It is not domination. It is not the loudest voice telling the others where to stand. It is not the perfection of the self sealed off from the claims of the world. Sovereignty is the ability to choose in alignment with the deepest truth you can contact, without coercion, and in awareness of the whole you are part of. It is agency braided to responsibility. It is the refusal to sign contracts with fear. This is why the empire targets attention. Attention is the antechamber of choice. Capture attention with catastrophes and entertainments, and the door of sovereignty seems to vanish. Teach the nervous system to anticipate the next shock, and you can shepherd a whole civilization past the open gate of its future without a single shout or shot. The bars are made of headlines. The lock is made of scroll. The key is where it has always been, in the witness who chooses what to feed with the light of awareness. There will be arguments. There are always arguments at the threshold. Some will say the world is too complex for ordinary people to steer. Leave decisions to experts, they will urge. Trust the models. Yield to the consortium of institutions that promises to handle reality on your behalf. But every empire has spoken in this voice. It sounds like relief until you notice you are no longer speaking at all. A species that outsources its perception forgets how to see. Others will say that awakening requires retreat, that cities must be abandoned. that technology is rot. This too is a trap, a mirror inversion of the serpent's sales pitch. The problem was never the tool. It was the hand that held it, and the story the hand believed. A plow can wound a field or feed a village. A signal can scatter or gather. A network can monitor or mentor. Do not underestimate what such ordinariness can do to an empire of trance. A mother who teaches a child to test gifts for hooks is dismantling the harvest model. A healer who treats fear as a frequency rather than a master is closing a valve in the feeding system. A coder who refuses to build addictions into an interface is withdrawing consent from architecture that monetizes nervous systems. A council that measures prosperity by the health of soil and song, rather than by abstract indices, is rewriting the scoreboard the serpent uses to justify its rituals. There will be pressure. There is always pressure in the corridor between worlds. Contracts will glitter, and penalties will bite. The Empire knows how to tax a conscience and subsidize a surrender. This is where courage reveals its true shape, not as spectacle, but as a daily fidelity to what the soul has recognized. Do the small, faithful thing. Repeat. Repetition is how spells are made. Repetition is how spells are unmade. Some will ask for guarantees. What if the sovereign road fails? What if we fall?